Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive.
Hey there.
So today we're jumping into the plant world again. Specifically, we're looking at Asclepias cornuti. You probably know it as silkweed.
That's right. And the source we're focusing on, really digging into, is William Boericke's Homeopathic Materia Medica. Just excerpts, of course.
Right. And our mission, as always, is to see what this specific text tells us about silkweed. You know, what properties, what uses Boericke highlights. We want to pull out the most interesting bits from his perspective.
Exactly. What does this source emphasize? And Boericke starts off, interestingly, by suggesting it acts especially on the nervous system and the urinary organs.
Okay, so right away, nervous system, urinary system. Why frame it like that initially in a materia medica?
Well, it kind of sets the stage, doesn't it? It points to the main areas where, according to Boericke, this remedy seems to have its most significant effects. It gives us a focus.
Got it, a starting point. And then he moves pretty quickly into specific uses like dropsy.
Yes, dropsy is mentioned prominently. And Boericke notes various origins: liver issues, kidney problems, heart conditions, even dropsy after something like scarlet fever.
Okay, so a broad application there for fluid retention. But how does Boericke say it works? That seems important.
It is. He specifically mentions it causes diaphoresis and augments the urinary secretion.
Diaphoresis, sweating.
Right. Increased sweating and boosting urine output. So it's basically promoting elimination through those routes to tackle the fluid buildup.
Makes sense. That mechanism seems pretty central to his view on its use in dropsy.
Precisely. Promoting elimination. But Boericke doesn't stop at fluids. His text also brings up acute rheumatic inflammation.
Oh, okay. Where specifically?
Especially in the larger joints, he notes.
So we've got the urinary system, fluid balance, now joints, and then the pain descriptions get, well, quite detailed. He mentions intermittent pressing down uterine pains.
Mm-hmm. That specificity is really characteristic. It's not just pain, it's that kind of pain. Intermittent pressing down is trying to capture a unique feeling.
Definitely stands out. But I think maybe the most striking descriptions are for the head symptoms.
Oh, absolutely. This is where the imagery gets really intense.
Yeah, he describes the sensation, get this, as if a sharp instrument were thrust through from temple to temple.
Wow. I mean, that's memorable, isn't it? Almost cinematic. It's kind of signature symptom he's recording there.
Totally unforgettable.
And he also adds a feeling of constriction across the forehead. But what's really fascinating is the connection he draws.
What connection?
He talks about a nervous headache after suppressed perspiration, followed by increased urine with increase of specific gravity.
Whoa, okay, hold on. So the headache isn't just a headache, it's linked to sweat being suppressed and then changes in urination, like more urine and it's more concentrated.
Exactly. And Boericke links this pattern back to the idea of retention of effete matters in system. Waste products, basically.
So the headache is, in his view, potentially caused by the body holding on to waste because normal elimination, like sweating, was stopped.
That's the connection Boericke seems to be making in this text, yes. The remedy, by promoting sweating and urination, remember the dropsy connection, helps clear these retained substances, thus potentially alleviating the headache. It ties it all together.
That's quite a physiological picture he's painting there.
It is, based on the symptom observations. And just one more quick point from the text. He briefly compares Asclepias cornuti to a relative, Asclepias vincitoxicum.
Ah, okay. How do they differ according to him?
Boericke notes vincitoxicum acts more on the gut, irritating the gastrointestinal tract, causing vomiting and purging. So a different primary action.
Got it. Shows he's differentiating even within the same plant family.
Right.
Okay, so let's recap what we've pulled from Boericke's account of silkweed today. We saw its strong connection to dropsy, acting via increased urination and sweating.
Mm-hmm. That elimination aspect was key.
Then its use in rheumatic joint inflammation and that very specific type of uterine pain, intermittent pressing down.
Yes, those precise descriptors.
And of course, those really vivid head symptoms, that sharp instrument feeling, the constriction, and crucially, the link Boericke draws between headaches, suppressed sweat, and changes in urine, all tied back to retained waste.
That's a good summary of the key points highlighted in this particular source.
Right. Which leads us to a final thought for you, the listener. Consider how these incredibly specific, almost visceral symptom descriptions, like feeling a sharp instrument punching through your temples, might inform understanding or application within the framework presented here.
What does striving for that level of sensory detail tell us about the homeopathic approach described in a text like Boericke's Materia Medica? Something to think about.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
See you next time.